The next part of our trip led us to Red Canyon National Forest. Beautiful park. And when it says Red Canyons, it means red canyons. Those canyons are beautiful. I'll let you see some of the views. And then it's on the Bryce Canyon National Park. Truly one of the most spectacular scenic wonders of the world. The formations within the park are called hoodoos and are created with wind and water and erosion. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful park. We hiked and we took quite a few pictures. We hiked all over these hoodoos. It was beautiful, stunning, and also very tiring. It was then off to Utah for the night. Absolutely gorgeous. We were surrounded by many mountains, and the Mormons are building many tabernacles within the city. This is our view from our hotel room. Absolutely gorgeous. We continued our drive after we went through the Salt Flats, and we headed towards Bear Lake Summit for a stop and a view of Bear Lake. These are the views on the way. The rock structures are just incredible. And here is Bear Lake coming into view. The summit was gorgeous. What a view. As we headed north, the landscape became greener and greener. And then it was off to Jackson Hole, true cowboy country. Here's a few pictures on the way. You could see the mountains. And, of course, there was snow on top of these mountains. We were pretty high up. We stopped at the little town of Afton, Wyoming, to see the old legendary bear, Old Ephraim, a three-toed bear that was legendary. Beautiful little town. Little trail stops we took, and again, the mountains were just glorious. Definitely cowboy country. And then we got to Jackson Hole. What a place. Definitely cowboy town. We were here on Memorial Day, and there was such a huge, huge concert in the middle of the park. We ate at the famous Wart Hotel, The food was incredible. Went to the Silver Dollar Grill, hung out with some friends from the bus, ate some great food. These are Elk burgers. Incredible food. And then the next morning, it was time for a river rafting ride down the Snake River and right by the Grand Tetons. We saw a total of 7 bald eagles on this rafting ride. Can you see the bald eagle's nest coming up? Hang with us as we meander down the Snake River. Okay, there's a lot of fly fishing.
All the way down through Yellowstone, Grand Teton National Park. South of us is called Pritchard Teton National Forest.
The mountains are beautiful, and again, we passed 4 mountain ranges because we're in the Rocky Mountain Range territory. So, mountain range after mountain range. The water really got cooking here. The various mountain ranges were beautiful. We were now heading to the Grand Tetons. A beautiful drive to get there. And again, mountain range after mountain range after mountain range. Beautiful being in the Rocky Mountains. It goes on for a few different states. Gorgeous, picturesque. And now we arrive at the beautiful Grand Tetons. Can it be any more picturesque? And then it was off to a covered wagon ride. There was about 15 covered wagons. We went out from there to have a true cowboy dinner made by cowboys, and then a beautiful country western concert with a great fiddleist. It was awesome. Here's the fiddler. Get ready. She's great. And they sang songs that you would hear around a campfire. Hi-yi, yippee-yi-yay. True Western cowboy tunes.
Riding the range once more. Driving my own 44. We sleep out every night, the only hours line. Back in the saddle again. Yippee-ki-yi-yo, rocking to her phone. Back in the saddle again. Yippee-ki-yi.
This guy preached to us while we were on the wagon train.
And that's another big reason why I tell folks that I don't know how anybody can not believe in a God, because you do. You look at scenery like this, and there's no way I can believe that it just happened. You know, there had to be a master designer. You know, somebody had to know how the molecules went together to create things.
And then it was on to Yellowstone National Park to see Old Faithful. Supposed to go off at 11:27. It was quite the show.
Get too close.
There were a lot of buffalo in the park. We were careful not to get too close. The rangers stood in front of us and made sure everybody was safe. We saw many, many buffalo in the park that day, as well as a variety of wildlife. We went to the upper and lower falls and did some hiking. Beautiful, beautiful area. We had to be careful of grizzly bear on our hikes. As a matter of fact, we got to one spot and there was wet grizzly bear scat. We turned right around. Yellowstone was beautiful.